This is a tutorial on how to use the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party Planner, the Notion template that really helps you see all the available things to do at the party and then helps you decide what your must-dos are, what your nice-to-dos are, and then what is considered a skip for you. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So there's three main parts to this Notion planner. So the first one is your party details, you have the party plan, and then we have the make the plan. So let's go through each one of these sections. So the first section, party details. So this one is just the overarching details of the party. So you can come in here and go ahead and type whatever date your party is. So you can just, December 21st. You can put that in there. You have the earliest you can enter, the start time, and then the end time of the party here. You have your party countdown here. So this is how you're going to edit this. You're going to click on the ring itself. So if I click on that, this pop-up is going to show up for you. You're going to hover over this. You see hover here and click open. And then right here, you can pick your date. So you can see I already have December 21st here picked. So if you click on that, so let's say we're going on December 14th. You would see then that the days change. So if I click out of here, now it's 18 days. That's the countdown. So that's how you're going to change that date. So this countdown reflects the right amount of days. Let's go over to quick links. So here we have your holiday treat map. So these are just all, I was going to say all the different cookie stops, but now there's more than just cookies at these stops. So these are all the different stops throughout the party. You'll see right here where exactly they are. So if you like to see it in this kind of map form, you'll have it here. And then you can also download the PDF here as well. We have a packing list. So there's already just a few things in there, but if you wanted a spot to be able to list all the things you need for this trip, there's a packing list here. Of course, you can list them. You click new page, put the item here, and then once you've packed them, you just check it off like that. And then you'd see it's in the packed view. All right, let's go ahead and go to shortcut image. Now, this is something I'm going to show you at the end of the video. It's really it's a way to get to this fast on your phone, but these are just the images that you would use for that thing I'm going to show you at the end of the video. And then the next spot is just a place to put tips and notes. There's so many people out there giving tips on how to make this night the best you can make it. So if you want to link those things here so that this is really just your command center for the party, this is where you can put all those notes, all those video links, the blog links, everything that you're just researching for this night, you can put it in here so it's easy to access. And then I have just a little note here about reservation details, about whether or not you need to make reservations or not, because that's a pretty common question amongst this party, is amongst any of the parties at Magic Kingdom, is whether or not you need to make a reservation or not. All right, so the next section is the party plan. We're actually going to skip this because this is going to auto-populate based off what we do in the next section, which is make the plan. All right, so this is really where everything is going to happen. So you're going to see we have a few different categories here. We have rides, food, entertainment, meet and greet, and then holiday treats. So what you're going to do for each one of these categories is you're going to mark them as a must-do, a nice-to-do, or a skip. And what each of these categories has is all the things that will be available during the party itself. So for example, food, it's not going to have like just popcorn, like a popcorn refill or that kind of thing. It's really just unique things to the party. So the things that are available during the party, the food exclusives, entertainment that's exclusive, meet and greets, that kind of thing. So this is everything unique to the party. And now you can decide what's must do, what's a nice to do, and what is a skip. So really what you're going to do is you're going to mark every single one because it's going to organize it in a way up here. And I'll get into that in a second. But let's go ahead and do this really quick. And really what I'm looking at for each of these things, the must-dos for us would be anything that has some type of overlay. So like a Christmas overlay. So you'll see here, if there's something special for this ride, for this party, it'll say right here. So those are, For us personally, we mark those as must-dos because we want to see the Christmas overlay. Where something like Astro Orbiter, we can ride that at any point. So that's typically going to be a skip for us. Now, because something like Tron, there isn't going to be a special overlay, but typically with a party, there are shorter wait times for things like this. So I'm going to put Tron as a nice to do because that would be great if I look at the timing. If we have a little bit of extra time and it's at 20 minutes, yeah, we're going to jump in line for that. So that's going to qualify as a nice to do for us. Okay, so I just went through and marked every single item in all of these categories as must do, nice to do, or as a skip. And if I scroll up, you're going to see everything I marked is now in the party plan section. And you're going to see it is organized as must do. All the nice to do's are here, and then all the skips are here. So from here, we have all of these things that we know we want to do this night, and now we can decide when we're going to do it. So how we're going to do that is we're going to drag these things around. So let's say we wanted to wait to do Mad Tea Party later in the night because, we want to wait till it's dark outside. So let's go ahead and we can drag it down. Maybe we want to do Space Mountain first thing. We go through Market Street Welcome. We go to Space Mountain. Maybe we do Stitch after, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, right? Those are all around each other. Cosmic Rays is right there as well. Maybe we go pick up our cookie. You're going to see the locations right here. So, hey, let's do all of the Tomorrowland things together. That's one way you can do it. So we can pick up this as well. Right? Because the launching pad is right next to Space Mountain. It's going to be right next to where Stitch is. You're going to see here the location of Stitch. Any of the meet and greets, I have listed where about they are. It's not an exact location. It's more of like it's near specific spots. So like here it's across from Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. You'll see there's like a little spot that you'll see him there. It's just go to Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor and look across from it. That's where he is. There's a lot of different spots like that for the meet and greets. So this is then how I would organize the night. You just drag these things around. So if you want to do the first Christmas parade, so, okay, I want to do the 8:30 parade. You're going to see here, desired time. So let's put in the 8:30 parade here. So I know that all of this needs to get done before 8:30. Now, is that possible? Could potentially be possible, actually, because Space Mountain, we could get in line for that at like 6:30, and they'll probably turn on the overlay a little early. And if they don't, we'll be ready for the 7 o'clock. We'll be there at 7 o'clock for that overlay. And then we'll go here. That should be really quick. We could even maybe go over here really quick. Go to Stitch. Maybe the Laugh Floor isn't going to be a must do as I look at all of this. Like maybe it's not as big of a priority for us. So how I would change that, open, and I would change it to a nice to do if there's time, because Stitch will probably be a little bit longer. So that gives us, from 7 to 8:30, an hour and a half to then go, probably by 8:15, 8 o'clock, we're going to want to be going over to Main Street to get a parade spot. So we could probably get this done before then. So here we are, 8:30. We've got that. And then we can head over into Fantasyland. You see, so this is kind of how I would start talking through the plan. And you're just taking these dots right here and dragging it around. So that's really how you would then go through this and start making a plan. You can look at the map and start just putting things together. See, here's another thing for Tomorrowland. So maybe I'd put that after the parade. Stitch is right across from Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. That would be really easy to then get to Main Street to do this. And then after this, cut back into Tomorrowland to do this. And then now we're actually right next to Mad Tea Party. We could do that because it'll probably be dark by then. You know what? Cosmic Rays is right next to that. So I'd probably bring this down here. And now that just gave us some more room up here. So as you can see, this is how you start to think through your plan. You just start dragging around like, hey, these are kind of close to each other. And really how I start to understand where these things, how they're close to each other is you can come up here to the holiday treat map. And you can kind of see, like, if you zoom into this, you'll see Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, Liberty Square. You'll see like Main Street. So you'll start seeing these locations right here. So, and then you can also jump on your Disney My Experience app, and that'll also show you the map as well, so that you can really start seeing like how these all relate to each other. But yeah, so that's what I would do. I would go through and start dragging these around to create your time. And then also for specific things, putting in the time. So like I did for the parade, I know that all of this needs to be done before 8:30. And then all of this, let's say we wanted to do the, well, this is 8:15 right here. Yep. So now I know, actually, I need to be on Main Street a little bit earlier, because 8:15, I want to see the castle transition, right? So now I know this is great for here, because now I'm going to have a spot for the parade, but I need to really make sure that we can make this happen before 8:15, or more like before 8. Because we actually have to walk over there, right? This allows you to really see how the night can start shaping, because you have times, right? This is at 10 o'clock, so that you can actually plan. You can actually see, is all of this really doable before this time? Is all this really doable in the 45 minutes we have to walk around? Is this doable? And then what's really great is if for some reason, let's say here we're in Tomorrowland, we don't have to be here until about 8-ish, 8-ish, 8:15 to see this. What if we got on Space Mountain and they started the overlay early, and now it's 6:45 actually, and Space Mountain's done? Like, this is the night of the party. We're doing our plan. Space Mountain happened and we're done by 6:45. Technically, the party hasn't started yet. Yes, sometimes this happens. And now we have some extra time in Tomorrowland. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to jump into my nice to do and be like, and go to Tomorrowland. You see how it's organized by location. Okay, what are the nice to-dos we wanted to do while we were in Tomorrowland? Oh, look, we wanted to do Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. Is that a 5-minute wait? Let's go jump. Let's go do that, because we have some time to spare. Or crazy, what if Tron was at 20 minutes? Okay, totally. We have enough time to go to Tron before we get in line for Stitch. That's how you start to be able to be flexible with it, because sometimes things happen faster than you planned. So that's where this nice to do tab comes into play. Is there's things that you kind of want to do, but it's not your must do's. But now if you have some extra time, you jump into here, and by location, you can see where you're at and what thing you wanted to do. And then skips, you're probably not going to be jumping into here, because they're not that important to you. I think you're lucky if you're able to tap into your nice to do's. So from here, as the night goes on and as you do your different things, you're able to then check them off. So you go through Market Street Welcome, you did Space Mountain, you got your holiday treat at the launching pad. Now the top of your list is always the next thing on your list. It's always the next thing on your schedule. And you'll be able to see, you can come over to completed and you'll see they're all right here. But this allows you to have the next thing is what you're doing. So that's really cool is the checkbox. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is, what if there's some random thing that you wanted to do that's not super custom to the party, but it's something that you're like, I definitely want to do this. Let's say you wanted to get the popcorn bucket, and it's something you want to make sure you don't forget. Here's how you add a custom thing to this party plan. So you're going to scroll down. We're still in this section. You're going to click new page. So if I click that, you'll see custom item pops up, and buy popcorn bucket. There we go. So I know that this needs to happen, and I can now drag it into one of these things. Let's say I wanted to do it after the fireworks. Right? There's a couple of spots right there for you to buy a popcorn bucket near the fireworks. So perfect. I'm going to make sure we buy a popcorn bucket after the fireworks. It's near Cinderella Castle. Perfect. So that's how you would add special custom things to your schedule that maybe isn't a part of one of these things right here. That's how you would do that. And then again, you just drag it around in the schedule. So that is how you make your party plan. Okay, so the night of the party, you're going to be able to access this on your phone. So you have this whole plan available to you right there on your phone. It's easy to access. So a way though to get this, so you're not like going through your Notion account, just, a bunch of different pages or whatever. Here's a few different ways that you can access this really quickly. So the first way is you can come up here and click add to your favorites. And then it's going to be at the top of your list. When you click on Notion, it's going to be in your favorites section so that you can just immediately click on it right from there. So that's one way to easily access it. Another way you can easily access it is by adding a shortcut to your homepage. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So a really easy way to be able to get to your plan while you're at the party is by adding a shortcut to your homepage on your phone. And this is what that looks like. So see, if I just click this right here, I'm now able to see the whole party plan really easily. So this is how you're going to make that happen. So if you go to your Notion on your phone, so if I click search and go to Notion, all right, so I'm in the party planner right now. So I'm going to toggle this back open, and I'm going to come down to shortcut image. Then you'll see all these different images. So go ahead and pick the one that you want to be your shortcut image. So I'm going to pick mini. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click here and then save the image to my phone. Okay, so that's all we needed for that. From here, we're going to grab the link to this planner. So to do that, we're back at the main overall dashboard of the planner. We're going to click on these three dots right here, and we're going to click on copy link. Okay, so that's everything we need right now. So we're going to go back to the home page. We'll click search, and now we're going to go make a shortcut. So we need to find the shortcut app. So shortcuts, and we're going to create a new shortcut. So right here, we're going to click the add button. And what we need the action to be is to open a URL. So we're going to search open URL, click that, and we're going to paste that URL that we just copied right here. So paste it in there. And then from here, we're going to add it to our home screen. So if we click that down arrow, we're going to click add to home screen. We want the image to be the image that we just downloaded from the shortcut image. So choose that photo. And then we can name it whatever we want. So let's name it maybe Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. There we go. And then from there, we're going to click add. And with that, you'll see it added to your home screen. So now on the night of your party, you can open your phone and right there, click that, and you're going to see your party plan right here. And then if we toggle that right here, here is our party plan ready for us to see at the night of the party, so we know exactly what our next thing to do is. And then we can see what our nice to-dos are right here as well. Right? So that's how you add a shortcut to your homepage. All right, so that is the tutorial for the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party Planner. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment, reach out via email. We're here to help you with this party plan. We hope you have such a fun time.